Yeah, and this one is an absolute beauty.
Yeah, I loved that. The first time I saw that coupe, I loved it.
That's for sure. As if the LS400 sedan wasn't enough to concern European car makers, Lexus have another threat in the market, the SC400 coupe.
Basically, the new Lexus coupe is an all-new two-door coupe body wrapped around the LS400 drivetrain. Lexus officials are calling it a classic GT automobile, and as far as I'm concerned, the SC400 is a stylistic masterpiece. No matter how you look at it, this car is a knockout. The BMW 850i, for example, is almost frumpy in comparison. It's not too shabby behind the wheel either. The 4-liter V8 engine powering it has 4 valves per cylinder, twin camshafts on each bank, and develops 250 horsepower at 5,600 RPM. It has superb takeoff power and is an absolute joy on highway, and so well behaved you forget it's there after a while. It's one of those wonderfully silent engines that has you restarting it while it's already running. It would not be an exaggeration to call it one of the most refined V8 engines on today's market. But only one transmission is offered, a 4-speed automatic. Top speed is around 240 kilometers an hour, and it'll go from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in about 7 seconds. Fuel economy, not bad, 11.5 liters per 100 kilometers combined rating. The SC400 starts at $54,340 and comes with a 4-year, 80,000 kilometer basic warranty. Luxury appointments abound with the SC400. Leather upholstery, bird's eye maplewood trim, climate control, heated outside mirrors, power door locks, and a remote entry system are just some of the things that come standard. Our test car was also equipped with a CD player with a 12-disc shuttle and power seats with memory. One very good feature is what Toyota calls retained accessory power, which allows you to operate the power windows and sunroof for 1 minute after the ignition has been shut off. The SC400 is classed as a 2+2 coupe. It has reasonably comfortable back seats, and rear legroom is pretty good, all things considered. If I have any criticism of the interior, it's that the wood trim looks kind of tacky, and the leather doesn't smell or feel like leather. There is a reason for this. Some people are apparently allergic to leather, and the Japanese manufacturers deodorize it to make it less irritating. The windshield defogger is also less than effective, and I found myself constantly using the air conditioning to keep the windshield clear. Predictably, Lexus has looked after the safety side of things with the SC400. Driver's side airbag, anti-locking brakes, and a traction control system are all standard equipment. But where the SC400 falls short is in high-speed handling. Lexus engineers have weaned out in terms of suspension and brakes. At any kind of high speed, the SC400 steering is far too vague, and its handling response is almost scary. This applies to the brakes as well, which tend to fade after enthusiastic pedal-to-the-metal cornering and braking. I'd also like it a lot more if a manual gearbox was available. And these doors are huge, but don't open out far enough. Ingress and egress is okay, but the doors should swing out more than they do. But there really isn't much else to complain about. This is a superb automobile, and dollar for dollar, there simply isn't another car that can match it. It's no secret that Toyota is taking aim at the Europeans with the SC400. The BMW 850i, Mercedes 300 and 500 SL, and Jaguar XJS are all rivals, and with a few qualifiers, the SC400 fares very well against them. The 850 and 500, however, sell for almost twice as much. You could also include the Nissan 300ZX twin turbo here, the Acura Legend Coupe, and perhaps even the Cadillac Aliante.
Well, this one gets a driving dollar value of a full tank from me, Tony.
Well, you're not going to get a stand-up fight out of me over that one, Ted. This car is just super. And when you consider it costs half as much as what BMW or Mercedes will sell you, I don't know how they do it. The car is original in shape and design. The interior is absolutely superb, and the handling is great too.
Yeah, as I mentioned, the only thing that separates it from the German cars is that when you get up to really high speeds, it's not quite as good in terms of cornering or braking, but then who's going to drive it at that speed? Not many people.
Well, that's right, and we should underline that these tests that we did together were 145 miles an hour drives on controlled roads and so forth, and most people won't get up there, and they'll never find out that there are some slight limitations in steering feel and so forth. The car is, for all intents and purposes, is very dynamically well balanced.
Yeah, there's also a story within the story here. Apparently the designers at Lexus, when they wanted to come up with a look for this thing, they took a balloon, filled it with plaster of Paris, squished it around for a while, then photographed it and stretched it out, and bingo, got this design. I don't know if you believe that or not, but either way,
I don't know. I think it's like the Mazda Miata no mask syndrome here. I don't know about that, but all I can say is they came up with a... I get a feeling that nowadays The Japanese designers are being given more of a head to get on with their own, a free hand. They've been producing these razor-edged, rather boring cars for so long, and they come up with this wonderful-looking coupe.
I wish they'd given this thing a 5-speed. They may in the future do that, but I think a 5-speed would complement this drivetrain really well, and I quite honestly missed it when we were driving
Or
it.
a 6-speed, yeah, I agree. To me, I would always like a 5-speed. On the other hand, the engine's got so much torque and flexibility. It's very happy around town or on the freeways, and nobody should worry too much on that score.
No.
It's just that, you know, if you really are a sporty driver, you'd like the option of it. It's a shame we don't get it.
I also want to talk about those doors for a brief minute. What happens is they don't open out far enough. They open sort of halfway, and they should go out much further.
Quite a shortcoming, actually.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a red light, green light. What we don't like about it is not much handling at high speed. Well, not what it could be, I suppose. And we both like a 5-speed if we could get one. On the other hand, the design, well, it's a beautiful car to look at. Engine, one of the best in the business right now. Features a lot of car for the money. As far as driving dollar value goes, as I say, this is a full tank for sure.
Got to agree, Ted. Stay with us. We'll be right back.